Now, in this episode of Monopoly PMF, I would love to respond to a tweet. So read with me. Now, Dayo says there's been a recent wave of conversations around distribution is the moat from both African founders and VCs that I find really misguided. I intentionally waited and avoided quoting anyone because this isn't about a specific conversation. We don't have enough great products to be obsessing over distribution. Yet I keep seeing early stage founders obsessing over distribution strategy before they've even built something users can't live without. Distribution amplifies demand, it doesn't create it. Build something people want, build something people desperately want, put it in front of users. If the product is exceptional, distribution becomes a scaling problem, which is a good problem to have. We need to stop importing Silicon Valley narratives wholly and start having conversations grounded in our own reality, right? And here's why I titled this episode, Distribution for Startups, Now or Later. Distribution for Startups, Now or Later. And the problem is that, or the problem with this tweet is that, if you were bootstrapping, right? If you were bootstrapping, this tweet would have been okay, right? What that means is you're using your own money or family and friends' money to run your startup. You can figure out distribution when you want to. It would have been okay. But if you're asking for VC money, you want to raise from angel investors, private equity, or actual VCs, then this becomes very problematic. Why is the question? I would answer that question by showing you another tweet from the previous co-founder or CEO of Kai Money or Chi Money, however you want to pronounce it. They shut down a couple of months ago, and here's what he said. And on April 30, 2026, we stopped accepting new transactions. I want to be honest about why. It was not the product. The product worked. It was distribution. I spent too much of my time building and not enough time making sure people knew what we built. We raised under $1 million over the life of the company. For a fintech operating across multiple jurisdictions with regulatory and audit costs, that was too thin. Revenue stayed flat, and without a clear path to more capital, I had to make a call. Do you see the problem now? So you said build something people desperately need. Kai Money built something people desperately needed. Product was exceptional. Distribution then became a scaling problem, like Dayo said. But the problem you're not saying is that you have a runway. After raising $1 million or $2 million, that money gives you a runway of say a year, or 2 years or 3 years at most, right? And during this time period that you are spending this money, you have to figure out distribution or your company is going to die. Back to our thesis at Monopoly PMF. If you've not taken the Monopoly PMF audit, please go to monopolypmf.xyz.
Monopolypmf.xyz.
Our thesis is that you either become a monopoly or one day your situation is going to become like Kai Money, death. If you don't believe me, look at Gigbank. They raised an undisclosed amount of money, perhaps somewhere around $3 million, I don't know, right? But they were able to figure out distribution. They processed about $10 billion in transactions, and they still died. Lydia raised about $16.45 million, wasn't able to figure out distribution, they died. Okra raised about $16.5 million to solve problems in open banking, wasn't able to figure out distribution. Infrastructure costs kept rising, and they died. Edukoya raised about $3.5 million, were able to figure out distribution, weren't making enough money. At the end of the day, they died, right? All of these companies did not become monopolies, did not figure out distribution, and they died. So investors have seen 95% of their portfolio companies go straight to zero. And in Africa, this percentage would be around 98 or even 99%, right? So that right now, investors are looking to invest in companies who have likelihood to succeed, right? Companies who are in these buckets are companies that investors want to invest in. And what they do is that they underwrite your ability to succeed, right? And the companies who are in this bucket are the guys who have figured out distribution. So I know you're asking, what is distribution? What does it even mean? And how does it even matter? And why does it matter to VCs? In the next video, I'll be treating distribution in great details, and I'll be showing you why VCs care about distribution and why you should figure out distribution from the beginning of your startup, not after you raise or after your runway is running thin. Thank you so much. And please don't forget to take the Monopoly PMF audit. Let me know what your score is. Let me know what you think about this topic. And don't forget to join the Demon Capital Founders group on WhatsApp, where founders who want to build monopolies, category leaders, category king, or great enduring companies, where they meet to discuss capital and growth strategies. See you in the next video.